Welcome to the Service Above Self, the Greater Boston Rotary Podcast. So, Phil, have you ever done a polar plunge?
No, I've heard a lot about. I mean, there's one around here that's was it by
The L Street Brownies?
Okay,
That's
yeah.
the really popular one on
okay.
New Year's Eve. Yep. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about Rotary's involvement in the eradication of polio worldwide, but also how it ties into our polar plunge.
Yeah.
So back...
For a second, if you don't really pay attention, it's like the polio plunge.
I know.
You went right.
Yeah. Actually, a bunch of
Alliteration.
people, when they email me, they're like,
they-
oh, I want to do the polio plunge. I said, well,
That's your own. Hey, if you
I
want,
don't know
to
if
each his
anybody
own.
wants to do that,
To each
but
his own.
yeah. So, long time ago. So, just to give a little history, polio has not been in this country since 1979, the year I was born. It was the last case of polio, thanks to the vaccine by Jonas Salk. And so, going further a little bit, in the Philippines, it wasn't eradicated till much later. And a very small Rotary Club in the Philippines said, we want to protect our children. And so they did a small grant, and they provided every child in their community with a polio vaccine, and found it completely eradicated it from the area.
Oh, nice.
And so Rotary International decided to kind of take this on as a larger project, and specifically the Rotary Foundation. So to kind of give you a little bit of a difference, Rotary International is the activity arm. Those are the Rotarians, all volunteers. But Rotary Foundation is our funding arm. So when we do global projects, large global projects, like polio eradication, it comes from that funding arm. And a little background on the foundation, actually just got named as one of the top 10 charities by MSNBC this past year for charities doing impactful global work. And we have a 4-star rating on Charity Navigator, so that's really great. So going back to 1985, and polio was taken on as, like, let's get this done. And everybody said this is not possible to eradicate a disease. Well, actually, we're this close.
Yeah, it's very close.
We're very close. And the aim is to eradicate polio worldwide by 2018.
Oh, wow.
And it'll become the second disease to ever be eradicated. Do you know what the first one was?
It's on the tip of my tongue, but
Smallpox.
I'm sure smallpox.
Yep,
Yeah,
smallpox.
which they have, and this is with polio as well, and other diseases. The big debate is whether to keep a bit of smallpox as the CDC.
Alive, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a big deal.
It is. So the plan is by 2018, and we've got a real strategy behind it. So the plan is complete vaccination and follow-up. And the cool thing about why we've been so effective is because we have global partners. So it's the Rotary Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which I'll talk about in a second, the CDC, UNICEF, which makes sense,
UNICEF, yeah.
the World Health Organization, and our latest partner is the United Nations Foundation.
Oh.
So those are our international partners. And the reason that Rotary has been so effective in this eradication is because we're non-political and non-religious. So I'll give you an example of that. Mm-hmm. There are many countries, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nigeria, where healthcare workers were not allowed into villages because of political turmoil or because of religious beliefs. But they let Rotarian volunteers in. And so that's how we've been able to really make an impact. And now we are only down to those several countries, Pakistan, Afghanistan,
So
Nigeria.
you're not working with the CIA, is what you're saying?
No,
No,
although, there's a whole story about that.
Oh, fair enough. And you would never tell me. Or maybe you would, because people would never, or enough people wouldn't listen and be like, oh, yeah.
We actually were really upset about that kind of, that
Was
when
there
that
an
was going on. And there was some...
agent provocateur, just kind of...
There was some legitimacy behind how...
of course,
behind that,
That's what they do. They're
healthcare workers.
clandestine of evil.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the CIA.
Yeah. But just how they found, I think Bin Laden was through some...
Oh, I'm sure, like some sort of...
Yeah, some
help.
vaccine project using as spies. So anyway...
Yeah, just not the...
That's not us.
Again.
Yeah, it's
well,
just
not you guys, and just half of... I don't want to get into it. Casimir not telling us anything. Oh, we'll get away from that.
It's just something different.
Yeah.
So, couple of big achievements. Everybody said India was going to be the hardest one to eradicate. And India actually had its last case of polio in 2012. And so it's officially off the list of polio endemic countries, and we're talking about the wild polio virus. Mm-hmm. Now, the interesting thing also about India is that we actually have a face to the last child who was diagnosed with polio, and her name's Rukshar Khatun. She's 9, I believe, right now. Oh. And she was the last case in India.
And she was, everything was fine with her?
So she doesn't have respiratory... No, she actually isn't able to walk well.
Poor girl.
Yeah. So they follow her quite a bit. And a couple of years ago, last year actually, Nigeria had no new polio cases, but then there was some fighting, and it actually got back into Nigeria. So it goes back to the Rotary Foundation's other mission of world peace and conflict resolution. So that's really important. That's kind of why all these things are tied in. Mm-hmm. So we're really focusing on Nigeria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. And I think we mentioned before, you and I, that the cost of a polio vaccine is actually quite cheap. So 60 cents is all it takes. Now, our partnership with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is really important here and a key to the success. So we've always had a really great relationship with them going back many years related to polio. But in the past 5 years, they have committed a 2-to-1 match. Now, what that means is for every dollar that we collect as Rotarians for polio specifically, they'll give us 2 more. If you do out the math, at 60 cents a polio vaccine, a $5 donation actually saves 25 kids from polio. Now, there's no cure for polio per se, but we can prevent it, so it pays for the vaccine. Some of the money also goes for things like the tracking devices that we use to make sure that every child is taken care of, information packets.
Tracking device.
Tracking, so for example, documentation.
Yeah.
They're vaccine books. But we are starting to move towards newer technology to make sure that every child is taken care of.
Bag them and tag them.
Very
Send
interesting. Specifically, in Nigeria, Afghanistan, Pakistan, they're going to be really rolling that out. The other thing that's really interesting is we use, whenever possible, local volunteers, so people that know the area, that are trusted in the area, and try to engage tribal leaders in that whole process so that, this doesn't become a religious, concern, because that's not what we're looking for at all. So Bill and Melinda Gates have this partnership, and the cool thing that I love about this is they actually wired us the money, their donation, before the contract was actually signed. They trusted us that much.
Oh, wow.
So
that's kind of crazy.
We've got that commitment for them through, I think, 2018. So pretty excited about that. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And one of the things that our area, specifically north of Boston, Merrimack Valley, Greater Boston, does is a polar plunge to raise money and awareness. Yeah. So February 4th, it's a Saturday, a bunch of volunteers meet at Long Beach in Gloucester, and we jump into the really, really cold water.
I'd imagine,
yeah. It was 37 degrees last time we did it.
Wow.
And raise not just money, but awareness. So people pledge to have your person plunge. And in the past several years, we've raised over almost $500,000. And with that Gate Foundation, you can kind of see how that impact happens. It's great. We're actually known for that around this entire area.
Oh,
is for the polar plunge.
Yeah. Now, what's the mechanics behind that? Like you get in your your swimming knickers, and then
Well, I will mention that we do have some virtual plungers. So a virtual plunge, a virtual plunger is a person.
Sounds like a cop out to me.
You said it, not me.
All right, fair enough.
A virtual plunger is somebody who just wants to raise money and awareness and doesn't want to go in the water, which is totally, some people have legitimate medical reasons for not going in the water.
Yeah. They're cowards.
And we take,
I know
some people have heart conditions.
Yeah.
We do take anybody, by the way. You don't have to be a Rotarian to plunge. My mom does it. She's turning 70 this year, and this will be her 3rd time going in the water.
Wasn't that supposed to be really good for your skin and just your blood?
Yeah, if you do steam before, I think.
Oh, really? Yeah.
If not, then it's just cold.
It's just cold, yeah.
I will tell you, to be honest with you, the worst part is actually standing on the beach beforehand.
Oh, okay.
And you need to protect your feet. This is my secret. Protect your feet.
Yeah.
Because the sand just sucks right out the heat. And then you go in the water. Once you get in the water, you're pretty numb after that.
Yeah,
so
of course. Yeah, your body is
done.
shut down.
And you're not in there hanging out too long.
No, you go and you get out.
Yeah.
Right? Do they have giant blankets?
This is what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
We do have warmer volunteers, and we can go. We actually do it at the Cape Ann Motor Inn. Shout out to them because they rent us out rooms so that we can go in and take a hot shower if we need to. Yeah. But we do have a rule, Phil, and it's been broken.
Right.
That you're not supposed to wear any sort of wetsuit. Now,
really?
I'm calling out Ron Cox from Malden TV,
RC.
Malden Public Access, okay?
Yeah.
He wears awesome costumes,
but
he wears wetsuits underneath them.
Well, that's
and
how
I'm
you do it.
calling him out Little challenge, Ron, if you're
Okay.
listening, do not wear a wetsuit this year. But he's, yeah.
You heard it, Ron.
We encourage people to wear costumes in the water. Some people have
Yeah.
come up with some really crazy stuff. We had Buddy the Elf go in one year. We had a
That
woman
sounds
dressed as a shark.
psychotic.
It's pretty funny. We
Yeah.
had a whole bunch of guys, big burly dudes dressed like mermaids one year.
All right.
The Gordon's
got me going.
Fisherman,
You got me
you
going.
know.
Oh, the Gordon Fisherman is not a
Yep,
bad one.
yep.
And it actually tries to get any fish there, but I imagine they'd be too far down.
No. And we do have, people come in and plunge with us. So, or support us. So Senator Tarr was there last year with us, and
Oh,
he
nice.
did our kickoff for us.
Oh, did he plunge? No?
He did not.
No.
He did not. But we do have a beautiful garrison flag that hangs outside, and we sing the national anthem before we go in, and it's we have hot chocolate for everybody after. So if anybody wants to do that, they can do a really quick thing. Two things. They can text the word "join plunge" to 51555,
Okay.
or they can email me at polarplunge7930@gmail.com. So 7930 is our Rotary district number.
Yeah.
And again, we're known for this. So we have a whole delegation going down to the Rotary International Convention in Atlanta this year, and we're going to be wearing signs that says "Home of the Polar Plunge" for polio.
My lord. Oh, is it a? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it a convention for the polar plunge?
No,
No,
for
for-
Rotarians
For
worldwide.
Rotarian- All right. For a second, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, all right.
There's 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide, so this is actually quite a big event.
So, okay. So, do other Rotary clubs in like Minnesota and other like pretty colder states do a polar plunge?
Not
stuff
that
there?
we know of, but this
Oh,
is what
fair
I'll
enough.
tell you. We have my Rotary Club president, my president from the Wakefield Rotary Club, happened to be in Hawaii last year during the polar plunge and challenged the Hawaiian club that he was
Yeah.
visiting to do a plunge while we did ours, and they didn't do it.
How
And
much
I'm like,
really? How
yeah,
cold did it
come
get in
on.
Hawaii?
That was like a gift.
yeah.
So I will say though, I believe that they did donate money in our honor, so that
Oh, there
was
you
that
go.
was sweet. Yeah, our
Hawaii.
club, by the way, in Wakefield is the #1 club in size and donations
Yeah.
for the past 3 years.
And
so
bronze.
challenge to local Rotary clubs, step it up.
All right.
We'll see what
Oh,
you can do.
Calling them out.
Calling them out. We are a little bit far behind this year. We have just in it's on February 5th. Today is January 20th,
20th, yeah.
and we have in just about $11,000 district wide, but we'll triple that at least in the next couple days.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. Yeah.
So
Nice.
people are very, very generous. And, we're not looking for large amounts of donations, but if people want to do that, if people can donate $5, you're saving 25 kids.
Oh, and that site again, they can just go and
Yep, so they can do, again, text.
email or
Yep,
text.
text the word "join plunge" to 51555. They can email me at polarplunge7930@gmail.com. And if you're from a specific town and you'd like to donate to your town's team, which most around here have teams,
Okay.
I can direct you that way so that you can make sure that your town gets that credit.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
And there's no other website, just those are the ways to
You can,
contact
yeah, you can ask, actually, for donations, you could visit rotary7930.org.
Oh, that's where the number comes from.
Yeah, that's our district site. It's down here on the left-hand column. You'll see Polar Plunge. But
Oh, lovely.
if anybody would like to plunge, donate, we would love to have you. You do not need to be a Rotarian. I will say that you do need to be at least in high school
Okay.
for safety reasons.
Yeah.
It was 37 degrees last time.
Wow.
We have plunged because that year, was it 2014, we had that crazy weather.
2014 was, pretty
We
bad.
got postponed twice, but it allowed us to go in April.
Oh, wow.
And what a difference that made.
Yeah.
That was our best turnout yet.
Cool.
It was actually warm.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, 37 isn't that bad, to be honest.
So to put that in perspective, I
Yeah.
did a scuba dive in Iceland in 2013. Entering the water, that water was 37 degrees.
You had a wetsuit, I imagine.
I had a dry suit.
What's the difference?
A dry suit, you don't get wet at all except for your face.
Oh, that's kind of great.
Yes, you can wear like sweatpants underneath your dry suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Weird. How'd
It
that
was pretty-
feel?
It-
Bizarre?
It was my first dry suit dive.
Yeah.
We could do a whole other show about
Oh, fair
this.
enough.
But,
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It actually, obviously when you are underwater with the pressure, so it actually feels like you're wearing like wrinkly clothing. So you have to kind of equalize the
So
air
you're kind
pressure.
of weirdly wading through.
Yeah, and you have
with
to. There's a system that you can equalize the air pressure inside your suit and make it feel a little bit better. But
Wow. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
when you
crazy.
first go in, it feels like I should
Yeah.
feel something different.
Like zero gravity-ish.
Yeah,
type
but
of-
no dry suits allowed at Polar Plunge.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ron Cox, no wetsuits either.
Oh, wow. He's taking a beating here.
It's
RC.
cheating. It's
Well,
cheating.
I mean,
he does a great job. He
if you're not,
raises a lot of
if
money.
you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah,
As Ron Cox would say famously.
yeah. We're also looking for this year. WCAT in Wakefield has always filmed it.
Those guys are great. Yeah,
they're wonderful. But they're actually stepping back this year, so we're looking for
Wow.
a new public access station to maybe film it for us. So
fair enough.
yeah,
I mean, I would always say, if any Rotarians out there, our own board member Mike Scannell, if they want to take a camera and get a piece, or anyone from Rotary in North Reading, if any members or prospective members, $20 for the whole year. We'll train you, give you the camera, and you go out there and get it. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's fantastic. Use our facilities. Talk to us about whatever you want to do. Put on a show, make a podcast, do anything.
Yeah.
For the year, $20, and that can cover your whole family too, not just you.
That's phenomenal.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
We don't do a lot of things incredibly well, but one thing we do, a great deal, and we're here to
That's
teach.
more than reasonable.
Yeah, of course, and we're all pretty knowledgeable.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for having me, and maybe next time I meet when we do our next podcast, I'll tell you how it went and who froze and who didn't, and
RC, if Ronnie Cox showed up, that's
I'll let you know. I'll bring a picture.
Yes, please.
He's notorious.
We'll character assassinate, so we make sure he does it.
I think it sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Amy, for
Thanks,
coming
Phil.
in.
Have a good one.
This podcast is part of the NORCAST Podcast Network. Check out more podcasts at podomatic.com/NORCAM.